Hello, I'm Mark Pikert, editor-in-chief of The Gay Goods, and you are tuned into today's installment of The Gay Goodies, or as I frequently call it, the one time a week that I put on actual clothing. Only from the top up, though. I'm very excited today. My special guest is Daddy Riley, and we're going to talk about being a hot daddy. We can both relate to that. And we're going to talk about fan platforms and all of that great stuff. Let's bring him on now.
Hey, Mark, how you doing?
Good. What's funny to me about this series is that for years I refused to take photos with anyone more attractive than I was because I just didn't want the comparison. And now I'm doing this once a week and surrounding myself with men who are extremely attractive. And certainly that was driven home to me when you joined earlier.
Well, thanks for that. And, I always like to spend some time and share the screen with a fellow daddy as well, too.
Oh, well, yes. That's the day that I realized that I was firmly not a twink anymore was the Father's Day that I got as many employees texting me Happy Father's Day as I did random hookups texting me Happy Daddy's Day.
Very cute.
And then I was like, oh, okay, so this is what we're doing now.
I'm going to accept this now. It's kind of nice when you hit that moment where you just accept it because I remember the first time when somebody called me daddy and I was like, excuse you. And now it's like, call me daddy.
Which, that's your thing. Your performer name is Daddy Riley and your bio is verbal top, which there are not enough verbal guys in the world, I have found.
Yeah. And, it's kind of interesting. It's definitely my niche and it just comes natural to me as well, too. But I have had hookups in the past that do not like the verbal aspect. So people either love it or they hate it.
It's so, I have been guilty on Pornhub of searching verbal dom top, verbal top. I don't need a verbal bottom. I don't need a bottom telling a top what to do. That's not my jam. I would prefer the reverse. But it's the guys who do it are one thing. The guys who do it really well is quite another.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's, we all have our kinks and our things that we like. My very best friend, he likes to not have any talk or discussion during sex, where for me, I get turned on by it. And, it's even with my partner, it's one of those things that attracted us so much to each other because from that very first hookup, it was very verbal and it's been very verbal ever since. So,
and your partner is Brogan, and you both have flourishing fan platforms and joint accounts, which I guess is like the 2021 version of a joint checking account. So how did the two of you jump in together?
So I have kind of always filmed on other people's OnlyFans that's dated back for probably like 3 years ago. I was in Europe and I hooked up with Josh Moore that I met in Berlin. And then the following week I was going to England. And so he came over to my hotel room and we filmed. And it was one of those things that I knew it was going to, but I didn't have my own platform. So when I started dating Brogan, we filmed together. He put things on his platform. And then probably around, I don't know, the third or fourth month, I talked about making my own page. Initially, we decided it'd be better to do a couples page first. So we did that couples page. And then shortly after that, I launched my own page. And I was kind of hesitant about going into it at first. I wasn't going to show my face on Twitter, was going to be a little bit more behind the scenes. But then it's, I have got that personality that when I start something, it has to be like my way and I want to go all out. So that didn't last very long. So I decided to go the all out route. And so, my page is doing pretty good. I'm really happy. It's doing a lot better than I had originally expected. So, it's been a fun ride so far, but I started my page in February. So it's all still relatively pretty new.
So are there any plans to do studio porn, or are you firmly in the camp of now in this day and age, we don't really need studio porn. We have Twitter and we have fan platforms.
Yeah, it's a big maybe for me right now. I'm not like racing to do studio porn. I have been approached by multiple studios. So it's something that, I would consider, but I'm so busy right now that I honestly really don't have the time for it. And I really actively enjoy what I'm doing right now. So I'm picking the partners that I'm having sex with. I'm bringing in, other people to have sex with me and my boyfriend as well too. So it's my plate's pretty full right now. I know I always get approached by people about recreational sex, which we still have when we invite other people into our bedrooms, but it's limited because we have such an active sex life, and then we are also shooting as well too. So Brogan's actually out shooting this morning. I'm going to be shooting tonight. We already fucked this morning, and we'll probably fuck when we go to bed as well too. So there's only so much dick and so much hole you can take,
I mean, in a very strange way, it reminds me of when I was a freelance critic, and going to the movies became, well, but why would I watch this movie when I could watch another movie and then write a review and get paid for it?
Exactly.
And then you lose the love for the thing that you have, so you have to take a huge step back and go, no, I actually want to watch a movie for fun. And not just because I'm going to get paid, but make your hobby, make your passion into a career. That's my advice to young writers and to young porn performers as well.
Yeah, definitely. And it's find that niche that you enjoy, and then just go with it. And that's kind of what I've been doing ever since. And I've really enjoyed myself so far in this industry. And it's one of those things. I kind of took some of my friends by surprise with it as well too, because I essentially just instantly kind of jumped and put myself out there. But it's been a fun experience, and I'm pretty happy with the outcome so far. And then, it's having a partner that's in the same industry has its pros and its cons. There's things that are great about it, and there's things that are rough about it as well too. So it's also trying to navigate those waters as well.
Well, when you are booking guys to film with you, what is that process like? What are you looking for?
So now a big thing is with OnlyFans, they've gotten very strict on their platform. So even with modeling releases that we thought were good aren't good. So, now I'm really looking to make sure that we have somebody else that's already a verified user on OnlyFans to shoot with. Also getting new modeling releases that work. I had my email account in like kind of the credits of my videos, and I had about 90% of my videos removed from OnlyFans. So I'm now in the process of going back, taking out those ending credits, taking out that email address to get that information back on. So that's one of the big things is somebody that's eligible to post online for that content is a big thing. And then also, we have our types. I like younger jock guys. However, with this like new jump into this industry, I also have been performing with a lot of other daddies as well too. And it's good for a couple of reasons. I've actually been able to enjoy my sex with other daddies, and then also it kind of gets my name out there too for the viewers that want to see another daddy. So that's actually when my subscriptions go up as a lot more when I film with another daddy than when I film with a jock, because the person that's following that young jock guy, they're going to be following other young jock guys. But those subscribers that are following daddies, that's when if they like me, they'll follow me as well too.
I mean, that's what I'm loving about porn right now is for so long, the image that you've got of a porn star was this very specific, like Bellamy, Sean Cody, all-American, 20-something jock.
Yeah.
And now you're seeing so many different types of guys and body types. And it's refreshing because, yes, it's like when a female-fronted comedy makes big box office at the movies when it opens, and you're like, yes, people will see women in movies. Yes, people will see multiple daddies in a scene. I don't need the twink jock to subscribe. Yeah,
exactly. And it's I'm starting this venture in my 40s. Also, I mean, when I was in my 20s, I was a little skinny twink. So it's one of my girlfriends always jokes about me, because she's like, as you get older, you get more and more attractive. Where it's like, she's like me, I have kids, my tits are sagging, everything's falling apart. So she's just like, fuck you.
Yeah, the glow up for some gay men is real as they age.
Yeah.
So what do you have planned coming up? I get the sense that you are someone who has a 3-month, a 6-month, and a year plan for everything.
Yeah, we have a plan for our couples account to keep growing that. We actually moved into a new place here in Hollywood. It's got 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It's pretty spacious. We'll be able to host people from out of town that are coming into LA to do filming. And ideally, we can have scenes together for our couples page. We can each record separately for our solo pages as well too. So, it's just, I want to keep growing my platform. Also, I was just in New York all of last week, and I basically just went there. I went originally with Brogan. He was working on an event, but I decided just to stay for the week to film with New York guys. So I essentially have a running list from guys I talk to in different cities. That way, when I go there, I can hit them up, see who's available, and also just schedule times to film with them. So it's kind of scheduling twice a day, in the morning and at night. Just to be able to kind of build up that content so I can, release it down the road here. So it's still in the early stages, I guess we could say so far with my page, but continuing to grow it. And then I think with our couples page, it's probably it's the one that has the least amount of following, but we've been so focused on our individual pages that once we really start to focus on that, I think that one's going to be the one that really blows up, because we do have kind of a very special, unique relationship, and you can definitely see that when we're filming together and sharing that content as well.
Have you had the experience yet of being recognized out and about in Hollywood?
Yes. Yeah, I actually just had it in New York as well too, and so it's always interesting. Also, whenever I hear somebody yell out "Daddy Riley" as well too, that's always interesting for me. The hardest thing about this, Brogan's very good about it. So when we're out meeting new people, he always introduced himself as Brogan and me as Riley. I am now getting more used to using our porn names and not our real names.
Yeah. Well, when you get recognized on the street, how does that conversation go?
I mean, it's pretty easy. It's just like anything else. In my nature, I'm pretty friendly. So it's always nice to meet people that either follow me on one of the social media platforms or follow my Just for Fans or OnlyFans. So it's always nice to meet people and chat with them, so it's normal.
Well, and I just saw on your Instagram is your second account, and your first one got deleted at 30,000 followers.
Correct.
I don't even know if I would try again. That might be enough to just put me off Instagram forever. I'm so delighted that you were trying again.
Well, I'm barely trying, so it's I do not spend nearly as much time on Instagram as I used to. So when I first went into making my page, I had a big following already on Instagram, and so I was using that as a promotion method. Since my Twitter's really taken off, and now my Twitter I think is at like 35,000, and that's from an account I created back in December. So I'm more focused on that. But, everything's at risk. I just, my picture I just had pinned on my Twitter account just got taken off. And it was for ensuing violence. And it was a picture of me on the balcony with a soft dick outside, So it's, there's people out there that are going to, try to report you for things that you're not even doing. So I really need to get on it and make a backup account for both of those platforms, because you never know when they're going to be taken away.
No, but I get it, because I think that showing a soft dick and not giving people the hard dick that they want will incite mob violence. They will riot until they get what they want. Give the people what they want.
Come on, my soft dick isn't that bad.
Fair. But when you know what it could be.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give the people what they want. The next one I pin will be a hard dick.
That's all that they're asking for. I didn't know it was so difficult. My goodness. So when you and your partner are filming things, when you and Brogan are filming things, how much of that is who you're mutually attracted to? How much of that is just thinking of the fan platform possibilities? Like, what is the give and take of that?
Are you talking about when we're filming with each other or bringing in other people?
Bringing in other people.
Bringing in other
both, I guess, actually. Both.
So, filming together recently, our filming together has been more amateur as far as the filming nature, because it's just us having sex. And so it's not so much setting up the lighting, setting up the tripod, having a photographer here to film. We have definitely kind of like planned out scenes in the past, but recently it's just been us having sex. And then, kind of our sexcapades, I guess you could call them, as well too. So recently I planned it so we could have guys over, essentially breed him. I really like a loaded hole. So we have that kind of sexual nature that we like with each other. And so obviously we can't show all of that on camera, but we can show parts of that, which we do. So that's kind of exciting and fun for us. As far as bringing in thirds, we kind of just work with each other on that. He's been in the industry quite a bit longer, so sometimes he'll know people that are coming into town. Sometimes I'll just completely set everything up and not let him know who's coming over. So we're pretty open about it. We have a very kind of distinct, I'm the top, he's the bottom role in our relationship. Initially, he would top with me, but now we've kind of switched that because we want to just have more of a realistic role that we have where he always bottoms with me and I always top.
I mean, that's what I tell boyfriends and partners. Stick with what you're good at.
Yeah, exactly. He's very good at bottom. Very good.
See, I mean, that's to do the thing that you're best at.
Yeah,
the best.
Totally. Yeah.
I think that's what Melania Trump meant.
I wish I was good at it. I'm horrible, so I just don't do it.
You know what? There are enough great bottoms. The world needs great tops.
I agree.
That's where you come in. So where did Riley come from, speaking of porn names?
So Riley was just a name that I always liked. And then Daddy just kind of came naturally. So I just kind of put the two names together. It's kind of funny because I actually came out late in life. So I didn't come out until my 30s. But back in my 20s, I had this group of straight friends and we had this kind of, makeshift family, and I was daddy in the family. So all my straight girlfriends always called me daddy. And my ex-girlfriend, one time, how it all started, we were at a bar, she didn't have any money. And so I made a deal with her. I was like, if you call me daddy, I'm going to call you baby girl and I'll buy you whatever you want to drink. So she'd be across the bar and she'd be like, daddy, baby girl, what you want? Bud Light, I get her a Bud Light. And so it's really kind of funny because I'm from Denver. When I go back and see all those friends, they all call me daddy, and they've called me daddy ever since I was, 24 years old.
Was it a big leap to go from coming out so late in life to doing porn and the fan platform stuff? Was there hesitation there?
As my friends say, it really kind of blew the closet doors off.
Yeah.
I had a coming out party when I was living at the beach in San Diego. The same girlfriends flew out from Denver, co-hosted it. It was overdue, so to speak. So, I had a very fun life and had a great group of friends up until 30. But then when I completely came out of the closet, that's really when my life changed. And, I was able to become myself and become more comfortable with myself and eventually go into porn.
Was there a moment that prompted you coming out? Was there something where you said, I can't do this anymore. I have to be honest about who I am?
There was. So I became very good friends with a gay that lived at the beach when I was living down at the beach in San Diego. And we had gone to Rich's that night to the gay bar. He was basically the one that kind of introduced me to the gay bar and the gay scenes rather than, hooking up through Craigslist or that old number that used to call in on. I don't remember what that was called. But I had gone to Rich's. I had met somebody that night. I had taken him home and then had to get him out of my apartment super early in the morning. And that morning, I just realized I couldn't do it anymore. Called in sick to work. called up my roommate, said, when you get back, I'm gonna have dinner for you. Let's have a chat type of a thing. And then very shortly after that, I emailed 65 of my friends, and it was just titled Some News. And that's essentially how I came out to all of them, was just shoot them an email.
What did you make your roommate for dinner?
I ordered Thai food. I didn't make anything, but I ordered and bought food.
You took the day off from work and you couldn't even cook?
Well, and I like to cook too, but that night I did not cook. Essentially, I make Brogan breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. In fact, he texted me and was like, "Are you making anything for lunch today?"
I mean, where is that OnlyFans content? That's what the people really want. Just a hot guy cooking dinner.
Yeah, I can feel myself grilling you a steak, no problem.
I mean, yes, with just naked but an apron, so it's just like ass at the grill.
Yeah, as long as there's an apron to protect my junk from the grill, I think we can do that.
I mean, nobody wants to harm the merchandise.
No.
I think we can all agree on that. This is so fantastic. I'm so appreciative of you taking the time today, and I'm so excited to see what else is in store for you this year. So much has already happened in the last 7 months.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of the great thing with COVID. There's a lot of things that happened after COVID, and there's things that people weren't necessarily willing to do before it. But now people are just kind of like, what the fuck? And that's where I kind of hit, with myself that I'm going to do what I want and what makes me happy. And this is something that makes me happy.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big lessons of COVID was that paycheck could disappear. And so if that paycheck could disappear anyway, why not do something that you really love doing? Mm-hmm. Which is how I ended up here.
That's great.
Well, thank you so much, Daddy Riley. This was a delight, and I'm a big fan. And thank you for representing hot verbal tops out in the world.
No problem. I'm going to be filming tonight. It's going to be a good one, Mark.
Well, think of us, me and the viewers, as you're filming.
I will. I'll make sure to put some clips on my Twitter.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.